I taught 100 kids how to get rich, and I'm gonna share with you the 3 concepts I taught them to make money fast. They're the same 3 concepts I use to go from a broke 17-year-old to a multimillionaire today. And you can start using them right now, even if you're starting from zero. The first concept is to audit your beliefs.
Focusing on your beliefs is required to be successful. If you have negative beliefs because you think the world is bad, everything's gonna break, the business is gonna fail, guess what? It will be true. The world isn't as it is, the world is as you are. Think about this. If I told you, let's say I go to Reese here and I say, Reese, don't look around, but how many blue shirts are there in this room?
2.
He doesn't know. Why doesn't he know? Because he hasn't been looking for them. Now, if I told you you have 15 seconds to look around the room and count as many blue t-shirts as you possibly can, and the most accurate you are, you will maybe get a $1,000 prize. I'm not doing this, but I'm just saying if I did that, okay? I'll give you 5 seconds, go.
I got 7.
Perfect. Why does he have 7?
Because he looks for it.
Perfect. How many black shirts? Don't know. Why? He wasn't looking. Simple example. I want you to know that most adults walk around the world clueless to their environment. You guys would call them NPCs. You know what an NPC is? And I say that because if all you do is decide to work on your mind and your belief, you will see the world differently just by the fact that you're looking for blue shirts.
There's 2 types of beliefs you need to eliminate. And believing those things, whether you make them vocal or you're even aware of them, will be the self-sabotaging thing that holds you back from achieving it. So I always break down the journey to an outcome or a goal down to 2 beliefs. Limiting beliefs is usually around your skills. What do I believe about myself, my abilities? Who am I to achieve it? Writing them down is how you audit them so that you can look at it and try to think, what habits do I need to add to my life, or what do I need to learn so that I can overcome these limits around my belief of achieving that goal? The second is negative beliefs. And these are even worse because you might want to be rich, but you might have a negative belief about rich people. You might think that they're greedy, that they're overcompensating, that they're selfish. How fast are you gonna run to that goal if you think that rich people steal from other people, thinking you're a thief? And you won't even know that you've hit a wall internally in your mind until you do this audit. So there's 3 questions you want to ask yourself to bust beliefs. Number 1 is it true? Is it actually true that rich people are evil? No. Interesting. How old is it? Where did you learn this? Go way back, because something tells me that your money beliefs today aren't from last week. They're from when you were younger and they need to be audited. The third is, what needs to be true for me not to believe this? If I believe that rich people are greedy, but I make a decision that I give 10% of everything I make to charity for the rest of my life, then it'll never be true. When you align your beliefs with your goals, success becomes inevitable. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. They're not real, they're self-imposed. Henry Ford used to say it all the time. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's like a car. If you're driving with the handbrake on, then these limiting or negative beliefs are gonna hold you back. Fix this problem and it's like dropping the handbrake and stepping on the gas full speed.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned?
The biggest one is this: nobody else needs to approve of me, change the way they are, say anything for me to be successful. And that one's a tough one. You'll be in a relationship and wish the person acted different. You'll have all these things you'll wish of other people, and I'm telling you, the moment you can get it into your heart to realize nobody has to change, nobody has to do anything, nobody has to be anything for me to win, that's the day the whole world opens up. That's the most valuable lesson I've ever learned my whole life. That's a great question, man.
But you can't build success from beliefs alone, which brings us to the second concept, which is to build your skills. When I was 17, I fell in love with coding. It became the thing I did all the time. People are gonna value others that can help them make more money or save time. Building a skill around those areas is the key to becoming more valuable. These are the 4 most in-demand, high-income skills that anybody can learn today. The first one is editing. Video editing right now is the biggest demand out there. Everybody needs a video editor. Number 2 is copywriting, learning words so that you can help people sell things. Number 3 is sales, learning the craft of persuading somebody to make a decision. Huge. Number 4 is AI. It is here and people need help integrating it into their business. And these are the 4 most high in-demand income skills that any person can learn today. So figure out what skill you want to do. Just decide to do one thing and build that skill. The way you know if you're doing it is you have to decide to be best in class, best in your city, best in the world. Be a professional at it. Ask yourself, do I attack learning this the same way a professional athlete would attack their training? The cool part is if you develop this, You could have everything in your world taken from you, but if they can't take that skill, you'll be able to use it to go create more in your life. The key though is you have to allow yourself to become obsessed. No person you admire has ever achieved that level they're at without becoming obsessed around the thing they got great at. I just think that too often people jump from skill to skill and they go an inch deep and a mile wide when they actually have to go an inch wide and a mile deep to go be great at it instead of trying to do a lot of different things.
There's no successful person in the world that won't tell you that when they decided to go learn at least one skill that was valuable to the world. And that skill could be editing videos like my son Max. It could be sales. You could be a person that knows how to sell and you have a buddy that's got a product and you can go talk to the market and make some sales, and that's how you become valuable.
Over here, we're gonna go right here.
My name is James. My question was, if you're 18 years old and you run a company generating over 6 figures worth of income, what would you do with your extra capital to make it work for you?
So James, the world pays you based on the value you create, okay? And we call that the market. And if you create value by solving big problems, you make big money. If you solve little problems, you make little money. The reason I say this is that the most valuable thing you can do, James, is invest in you becoming more valuable to the market. So you have a business, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what the number one bottleneck is in your business from growing right now?
I got too much work and I can't do it all myself.
Yep. Your number one problem is to figure out how to hire, train, and delegate the work. Does that make sense? If you have extra money and you invest it in anything other than solving that problem, it's actually not very efficient, because what are you gonna go make? 8% in a market or something? If you actually had 3 of you, how much more money could you make in a year?
3 times.
Yes. If you want to make more money, the equation is simple. Become more valuable to the market. If you have any extra money, the only place you should invest it in is in you becoming more valuable to the market, and then that way you get paid more. And the day that you actually, and it's a beautiful thing when it happens, you have more money coming in profit than you can reinvest in yourself because you don't have the time to absorb any new stuff, then you take that money and you put it in other stuff. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Awesome. For James, 3, 2, 1.
But skills and beliefs alone don't mean anything if you don't do the work. Which brings us to the third concept, which is upgrade your habits. In my 20s, I had 0 good habits. I would wake up at different times, I would stay up late, I would sleep in, I would miss meetings. It really stalled all of my success because I didn't have a foundation to build off of, and that's where I learned these concepts. First off, you can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. If you don't build a foundation and you have this massive vision, but the foundation is like a shaky canoe standing in the middle of a lake, the moment you shoot that cannon, boom, you're in the water. You need to build that foundation so that you can take some big shots on goal and win. I can literally look at your habits for the last week and tell you what your future is going to look like. Because who you are today is a reflection of habits you chose 6 months ago. It's like an echo of past decisions. So if you start making good decisions now, I can tell you what your future is going to look like. Most kids have bad habits, being on their devices all the time, not paying attention to their parents. They don't have positive habits like waking up early, going to the gym, eating good food without sugar. Those habits set the foundation for compounding growth. If you don't have them, you can't grow.
Or some of the bad habits you thought were good when you were younger, but as you grew older, you thought this was
That's a baller question. I mean, every habit I don't have anymore, and it's not that I thought they were good, I just didn't think they mattered. So let me think about that. Sleeping in doesn't matter, matters a lot. Eating whatever I want, turns out you'll get fat. I would go to Burger King for every lunch, wing night, Thursday nights, all you can eat wings for like 17 bucks. I used to eat like a pig. And guess what? I woke up one day and I was 265 pounds. So the other one is I used to isolate. The reason why I love writing code is I could just sit there, write code and not talk to anybody. And it was very therapeutic. It was actually probably what I needed at the time. And I thought it was good, but it turned out to be a bad way to actually be successful, because nothing you create in life is in a silo. So the reason I have everything I have, all my companies, is because I have people. There's all these things that I thought didn't matter that turns out they matter a lot. Does that make sense, Axton? Yeah. Thank you. Hey, dude.
For me, there's only 3 habits that every kid can implement in their life today that would change the game. Number 1, wake up earlier than you wanted to. 2, read 10 pages of a book every day to feed your mind. 3, go work out, get your sweat on. Anything counts, feed your body. And that's how I taught 100 kids how to get rich. Now, if you want to learn how CEOs get more done in a week than most get done in a year, click the video and I'll see you on the other side.